Good morning from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It is their first Twilight thrills, late night riding basically. But it's also Easter weekend and the queue to get in was massive. So I'm curious to see how busy this is. It would be good to see the park busy because I haven't seen that for a while. Tons and tons to see in here. Launchpad behind me has been testing, so maybe we'll see that today. This section here still says Pepsi Max in there. You probably can't see it through the windows. Last time I was here, the Coca-Cola vans were here, and all the Coke machines are in there, so that's not open yet. And of course there's demolition over at the Bolodrome as well. So tons and tons to see, hopefully tons to do, but as I said, we'll see how busy it is. I'm probably going to be here till it shuts at 9, because, you know, this park in the dark is fantastic. But let's get inside, let's get on some rides, and see what's what, shall we? Right, so they've started putting up the new signs for Launchpad. Still no announcement on opening date for it. There's some more signs up there. I mean, listen, I'm curious to see. I've seen some of the test footage. It's hard to gauge it just looking at it off-ride to see whether it is more forceful, and I also don't know if they're running it at full capacity yet or if they're still ramping up the tests. I'll try and come down the day it opens whenever they announce it, if I'm available. But yeah, listen, it's only one of many things that's changing in this park right now. So, right, I always start with Derby Racers, and it's standing in front of me, so let's get on that and then figure out what is next. Right, whilst I wait for the guy to load up this ride, because there's a massive queue behind me. One other thing is tickets. They've done quite a lot to tickets this year. I've got a separate video on some new ticket options that they brought out, but one of the other things they've done is, I know a lot of people are frustrated at having to use your phone for your ticket. Now, I always make it my lock screen, just take a screenshot because it's much, much easier. But there's definitely people who aren't a fan of using their phone as a ticket, either because the battery doesn't last or whatever. They do have a new option now over in the ticket office where there's some self-service ticket printing machines. So you go up and you scan your e-ticket from your phone and it'll give you a paper ticket. So if you are somebody who doesn't like using your phone a lot, or their phone's a bit older and doesn't last, then you can get a paper option. You've always been able to, but now it's self-service. So you just go up to the ticket office, scan it, job done. Anyway, let's get our first ride. I always enjoy starting on that ride. I always forget how fast it feels as well. I'm going to head over to the big one, which I've heard is on 2 trains, although it looks like it's got about an hour's queue. But before I go over there, this guy, Grand National. Obviously they have said they're doing some work on it for its 90th birthday, so it's not currently open. You can see some paint jobs being done over there, and then over here on the lift hill, the chain is detached, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the chain is actually off, like, not on the runner. So I don't know what the work is. I kind of hope that this gets some TLC as well. I know they stopped painting the rides, the wooden rides, a while back because the paint was damaging the wood. But technology's moved on, so I'm sure paint nowadays is a lot better. But the one thing I would love to see on this, and I don't think it's going to happen, is brand new trains, because I think those trains kill this ride. Said it before, fantastic layout, tons of potential, but those trains are horrible. So anyway, I'm going over to the big one, and I'll see you over there. Right, since I'm walking past this way, I may as well also talk about Grand Prix, or the area that was the Grand Prix. Not a huge amount changed here. There is, hold on, I'm just going to walk into a building site. There is a path that I can apparently walk up here. So it's still largely unchanged. Bizarrely though, people have spotted the fountain over there. I can actually see it's got lights on it now. And there was some trenches dug up, presumably for cabling and stuff. So whatever is coming here, they obviously think they're going to keep the fountain. There's still that kind of fake sort of hedge thing blocking off that path. Listen, we don't know what's happening here. Obviously next year is the gyro swing. I suspect we're probably talking 27, maybe 28 before we see anything here. But so I guess they've got to do something with it. I guess I'm a little worried if they spend time landscaping this, it just potentially gives them longer to think of an attraction. So anyway, there's not a huge amount to say about it. It's still just a bit of grass or mud because the grass hasn't grown yet. So, right, I'm going to go and stand in a massive queue and do the big one. I will get on the big one, as you can see, it's behind me. A couple more updates. So there used to be a ride here. There used to be the Gallopers for many, many years. That is now been sold and is on the travelling circuit. And there's a rather strange little kiosk thing in the middle, which you can't get to. So I don't know why it's there. It seems a bit daft. There's also a lot of questions about whether the organ is still in the back there, because that was a huge part of this area and the atmosphere. It's very quiet right now. So curious to see what their plans are for this. Is the structure staying? Are they allowed to knock it down? Will they put something in here? And then, of course, there is the hypercoaster with altitude. Listen, it's good that they finally got rid of the Pepsi Max, because everyone calls it Pepsi Max, and it hasn't been for a long time. Although the vinyl looks a little bit bubbly, so I don't know if they can smooth that out a little bit. But anyway, let's get on this ride and see what it is like. I have heard it's finally running on 2 trains, which is good, so that should help. But 2 trains, and it's still a 55-minute queue. Oi, oi, oi. Right, I'll see you when I get off. Or probably talk to you in the queue. I'm a chatty guy. Stupidly, I forgot to take note of what time it was when we got in this queue. So I don't actually know how long we've been in the queue. Somebody just won something. Also, interestingly, they scanned us at the entrance to the queue, so I'm guessing the scanners are not in the station. Doesn't seem to be massively helping. It is running 2 trains, and they do seem to fairly frequently be kicking them out, so you know, I guess they're doing the best they can. But yeah, it's definitely the busiest I've seen Blackpool in a long time, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Curious how many rides I'm going to get on today. I take back what I just said, because they are actually scanning us in here as well, so we're scanning twice. Actually, it doesn't look too bad in here. But yeah, I don't know why they're scanning us out there and in here. That kind of makes no sense. That guy there was actually better than I remember it being. It was running. Listen, I'm never going to say it's smooth. It's a 30-year-old aerodynamics coaster, but it was not as janky as I recall. That was actually semi-enjoyable. And it's good to get views of the demolition of the Bolodrome. I mean, you've probably seen photos online already. There's a couple of diggers in there. They've started taking down that kind of the dome bit, and the stairs are gone. So yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to try and do some dark rides, either Wallace or Ghost Train or something along those lines. But I don't know how long that queue was. I wasn't timing it. It didn't feel too bad, but it definitely wasn't quick. So we'll see what the next ride is like. Whatever that may be. When was the last time you saw a queue on Wallace? This claims to be 30 minutes. It is now 20 past 12. Well, let's find out if it's 30 minutes or not, shall we? The member of staff was checking tickets at the entrance to this one as well, and I kind of asked why. What I hadn't considered is, so of these new ticket options that they've got, obviously they've now got non-rider season pass, but they've also got the Nickelodeon tickets. So on the other rides, they're just making sure that you're actually allowed to get in the queue before you get in the queue, so that you don't get to the end and then kick off. So I guess it makes sense. Arguably the better solution would be to move the scanners to the entrance of the queue so that you don't scan twice, but at least there's a reason behind it. So as I said, let's see if this is actually 30 minutes or not, because well, I've not been in the extended part for quite some time.
Today, that's Tuesday.
That was not 30 minutes. That ended up being closer to 50 minutes. Also found a bit of a cheeky family in there that quite openly admitted that they had one proper ticket and multiple Nickelodeon tickets, and yet somehow they got on that ride. Quite sure how that works. Clearly somebody playing the system and somehow got away with it, but I don't know what's next, but I have a sneaking suspicion it might be food. So we'll see. I'll see you on something in a minute. And that's lunch done in big pizza kitchen. A bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Not the most organised in terms of we got there and it was very, very busy, so they said, come back in 20 minutes. Didn't take our name or tell us to sit down or anything. So we came back 20 minutes later, and then they said, we're very busy, come back in 20 minutes. I was like, oh, this is weird. But they managed to find us a table. I think they're understaffed, is the honest answer. So the good thing is, though, I managed to get the season pass discount through the app, which wasn't working the last time I tried it. So that's an improvement. And yeah, I mean, as always, I've eaten far too much. So Jonathan's determined that we're doing Valhalla, so it would appear that might be the next thing that I do.
Yes, it is.
I do have a change of clothes, so afterwards I'll get changed, but I think I'm going to get wet. Yay! I just want to go over there, just to give you a heads up, like the queues are mental. So Icon says 60, Big One says 60, Valhalla says 50. Yay. Big Dipper 75, Avalanche 60, Infusion 65, Revolution 40, Steeplechase 30, Nickelodeon Streak 75. Big Blue Flyer 30, Airbender's not running today, not sure why. The Rugrats beside me, 20 minutes. The Ghost Train 50 minutes, Wallace 30, which is probably a lie, Alice 45, Flying Machines 25, Derby Racer 15, and then some kids rides. So yeah, busy. It's a weird one, right? I mean, I've moaned, well, I like to moan. I've said about the park being quiet, it's great in terms of on your visit everything's like nice and quick, but it's always worrying for the future of the park. So it's good to see it busy and have an atmosphere. I've just been spoiled by the short queues, so well, I'm about to not get in a short queue because 50 minutes for Valhalla. Yay. Right, I have a few layers less that are in this bag, and I've got a little waterproof pouch for stuff. There's new lockers, which don't seem to work. We've just scanned the QR code. Oh, wait a minute, Jonathan got it to work. I couldn't get it to work. Maybe I'm skint. I have no idea. Anyway,
a tight Scotsman.
A tight Scotsman. Aye, that's exactly it. Anyway, shiny new lockers. And all my clothes are in there. Well, not all my clothes, I'm not naked, but less of my clothes. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Right, well, the rain capes are behind me, and I didn't get one. So there's no going back now. I will be wet. And it's all his fault. Oh, let's get you dressed. It's all his fault. So either they've got too many boats on, or something's gone wrong, because nobody's moving. Have I dodged a bullet? Oh crap, just as I said that. Well, that's that done then. Well, that was fun. Most of it was working except for the giant hammers. For some reason they weren't working. But all the flames were working. Clearly the water's working too.
We need to get the...
Oh, sorry, I've done a full body. Oh, the things I do for you lot. Right, anyway. I need to go and get my stuff back out of a bag, and I've got a change of t-shirt. I don't have a change of jeans, so soggy. Right, so you two lads are about to go on this. You getting a poncho or you're not getting a poncho?
Oh, we're going to buy one.
Oh yeah, wimps. You need to go on without a poncho. Nah. You having a good day?
Good day.
Awesome. See you around, guys. That lunatic's just got speedy. So have I. Apparently I'm doing it again. What am I thinking? Why am I doing this?
Yeah, mate, how are you?
You having a good day, lads?
Yeah, you.
Awesome. I mean, I'm stupid enough to do this twice.
You already done it.
That's why I'm soaking.
Oh, well done.
Oh, deedy me.
Good day, boss.
There's even more people.
Hi guys!
You looking forward to Valhalla?
Yeah! You get soaking!
I am soaking, I've just been on it.
Thanks for watching your video!
See you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Well, enjoy Valhalla. It's a bit quieter in here now. Oh, there we go, there's the lads on the boat. Why am I doing this again? Why? The first time I did that, I got mildly moist. The second time I did it, now I'm absolutely soaked. And these guys are all soaking too.
Yeah,
On a positive note, this is very waterproof.
yeah.
Oh Jesus! Right.
Ponchos are really good.
Now,
I'm finding it kind of dry.
now to go and find the lockers and get my stuff. Oh no, Jonathan. Yeah, he's going to the lockers and then get changed. Oh, I don't know why I did that twice. Oh. I look dry, and I'm dry from the waist up. I am not dry from the waist down. So my feet are squelching, and I'm a bit soggy. I've just been told by a friend of the channel that Big Dipper has just broke down on the lift hill and been evacuated. Maybe not getting on that one today. What time is it? It is 4:30, so there is 4.5 hours left. I do want to get on Icon at some point. I am tempted to go and do Infusion for two reasons. One, I think it might help dry me off a little bit. But also, I have heard, including from a ride operator, that the work that they did on it over the winter break has actually made a difference. Now, I'm not going to go on that expecting it to be a smooth ride, because that would be stupid. But smoother would be nice. So, yeah. Jonathan's got to chuck his stuff in the locker, and then we'll go on something. I don't know what's next. Right, we're now walking into the construction zone. So on this side we have construction walls, and demolition has begun. So as I said when I was on the big one, you can see the demolition started, and then obviously on the right I have the river caves, which it kind of is a construction zone. We know they're doing something in there. They teased the guy walking around with some kind of artwork for what they're doing for next year. Well, they've not said next year. I'm just assuming it'll be next year because I can't see it opening this year. But yeah, exciting times. I am curious if, well, they've said a snake theme, or they've not said. There's a snake in the teaser for the gyro swing. They said the name's the next thing they're going to tell us. So I am curious. I have heard some humorous names for it, like Amanda Conda and Amanda's Mood Swing. And yeah, you know how I said the Big Dipper stopped and got evac? Yeah, big one too. They're walking down the hill. Okay. Oh wait, no it's not. It's just went past. But there are staff. Oh, I'm confused. Anyway, I'm being taken towards Infusion, which still doesn't have the water. Like Infusion, their USP was the only suspended coaster entirely over water. It's currently the only suspended coaster over a puddle. Let me show you. Like, you can't take your USP and then go, meh, let's just drain it. So, oh my god, that's a massive queue. Okay, see you next week. Yay. Queue time said 75 minutes and it's been about 50-ish. And as you can see, I'm in the station. So, first queue so far that's been under. I mean, it is running 2 trains. I have heard this is improved this year. I don't want to say smooth because, I mean, it's an SLC. It won't be smooth. In fact, whilst I'm standing in the queue, I asked AI to come up with some alternative names for an SLC, or alternative words that go with SLC. So I'll put them on screen right now because there's some belters in there. But I'm going on the spine crushing... No, what was it? Spine liquefying coaster. That's what it was. I like that one. I'm going on that. Whatever work they did to that made it worse. That was horrific. I started off, just hands on my lap, just chilling out, and then that was an absolute headbanger, like worse than usual. So they've not smoothed any of it out, they've just made it 10 times worse. But that's done for the year. I don't plan on going on that anytime soon. I'm trying to work out what to do next. Like, I want to get on Icon, but it's still sitting on a 75-minute queue. I've never seen Icon on a 75-minute queue. And if I time it nicely, I might get a night ride. So I have no idea what is going to be next. But whatever it is, you'll see me over there. I mentioned these earlier. I said they were in the ticket office. They might be, but I'm in the guest service building right now. And they've got these scanners. So scan your phone. I'm not going to do it. And then it will print you out a paper ticket. So as I said, if you're not a fan of using the digital ones, get a paper one. Strange one. So we just, I've just done Infusion. Jonathan and his partner were on the front row, and unfortunately, when his partner got off, a big chunk of grease had transferred onto her top. Now, accidents happen. We've just been to guest services, which is why I just filmed in there about the e-ticket machine. Lovely. Staff were amazing. And we've now got a speedy pass to go and do something, which is great because the queues are massive. So I don't know what we're going to use it on, but at least one thing we don't have to stand in the queue for, if you can hear me. Over that.
Flyer. We'll use it on Blue Flyer.
Blue Flyer? Yeah, let's use it on the biggest queue. No. Jesus. It's 6:40. I kind of thought things would have calmed down a little bit by now. I mean, I get it, it's late night riding. I don't know, there'll be people here till the end. But I thought it would have quietened down and people would have left to go and get dinner and stuff. It hasn't. So we're doing Alice because it's the smaller of the queues. It's still 45 minutes. I mean, it isn't because the queue's not that long, but it says 45 minutes. And then Jonathan said we're going to use the fast pass on Icon for a night ride. So I don't know what we'll do in between, but that is probably how we're going to end our day. I've just been and got my golden ticket. Still find it strange that that's the music on Alice. I think this year they painted stuff on the outside because last year they UV'd or more over UV'd the inside. Big Dipper's saying 30 minutes, which is one of the shorter queues. Things are starting to slowly come down, so we're going to go and do Big Dipper. And then I think we're using the fast pass on Icon. We're going to try and get a night ride on Big One as well. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go Big Dipper. 30 minutes. I mean, earlier the queue said 60 minutes, and it looked just as bad as it does now, but now it says 30. Second train, maybe? Anyway, it is pretty much 7 o'clock. So we'll see. If it is 30 minutes, then 7:30 I will get on it. Let's find out. It's been an hour. We're nearly there, but yeah, it ain't 30 minutes. So thankfully we've got that fast pass because the plan is to get off this. We'll run round into the fast pass for Icon, which looks nice and all lit up, and then sneak into the Big One queue. And I'm freezing, so this is going to be a lot of fun. That's Big Dipper done then. That was definitely not 30 minutes, or even 60 minutes. That ended up being closer to 90 minutes. Which is a little bit frustrating when you go with the queue times that you're told. It wasn't too bad. I mean, the turnaround at Big Blue is still rough as hell. Thankfully, I was sitting on my own, so I didn't have anyone to clash into. But yeah, conveniently, we're at the speedy pass for Icon. So let's get a nightish ride on that, and then it'll probably be pitch black by the time we get on the Big One because it says 50 minutes. So time to skip a queue. Maybe a change of plan. So we got on Icon. Fantastic. Whippy. Love it in the dark. There's 6 minutes left of the park, but the Big One still says 50 minutes. Not sure I still want to be here at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to walk around there and take a look and see if the queue is actually as bad as it says. If it's not as bad, I might do the Big One. if it is genuinely 50 minutes, I ain't doing it. So you'll either see me on the big one, or I'm about to wrap up. Unfortunately, I am not going to end the evening on the big one, because the queue was as bad as it said it is in the app. And much as I'd like a night ride, I'm still freezing cold from doing Valhalla, and I'm not going to wait 50 minutes. So, listen, today's been a weird day. It's been great to spend it with friends. It's also really good to see the park busy. You know, it does show this park can have a very positive future. It's just, I've got used to small queues, so that's been a bit frustrating. The park's beautiful, it's quiet and it's dark, it is lovely. So I have had a good day, and I cannot be bothered driving home, so I'm going to get into a hotel and drive home tomorrow. But if you've enjoyed this one, make sure you hit that like button, and please do consider subscribing. To everyone that's came up and said hi or asked for photos, thank you very much. Hope you've all had a good day as well. And I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.